Play offense. Play full game. Entering. Team select screen. The Oakland Raiders, the home team, are selected. Ready.
Can Khalil Mack get his revenge? It's the coach. This is the start of Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, it's our first transatlantic game of the year, as it'll be the Oakland Raiders as a home team taking on their former All-Pro Khalil Mack and the Chicago Bears. I'll see you again at halftime. But first, let's get you across the pond to good old London, England. Standing by, Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Chicago Bears and the Oakland Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Subsite list. It's Leo.
What's going on, my man? How you been?
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Derek Carr is set and ready to roll as he leads the Raiders out onto the field. Carr in his 6th season, 28 years of age, former second-round pick back in 2014, and a lot of people feel this is a critical season for Derek Carr as a Raider. Remember, there were whispers that the Raiders might be in the market for a QB in the draft. He even contemplated maybe making a run at Kyler Murray, but in the end, they stood pat with Derek Carr, hoping that he's the long-term answer. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And the offensive starters here for the Raiders.
And there's offensive tackle Trent Brown, signed away from New England in the offseason on a 4-year, $66 million deal to protect his new quarterback in Oakland, Derek Carr. No stranger to the Bay Area. First 3 years in the league, where with San Francisco as a 49er, he can play left or right tackle.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. And his throw is incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. A look at the starters now defensively for the Bears. They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota.
And they needed to be, because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that will be incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards, and the Bears take over. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at about the 32.
Go! Check 52. Lock in, lock in. Hey.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
Two-jet bomber, two-jet bomber. Check 50. Check. Crunch. And Randall. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Very nice.
Check.
They'll run with a 3rd-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. It's a short kick, taken near the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Yeah, let's check on the numbers for Jalen Richard last week. He was, without a doubt, one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go, because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, we're good. You're right, 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. 8-
Here's Carr to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. They got to figure this out. They got to figure him out. 4 sacks last week. Now one in the first quarter. What do?
Well, great pass rushers usually have a go-to move, but the best pass rushers, they have counters to their go-to move. So they'll show you that. Then when you adjust, they counter it and still get to the quarterback. And you don't pile up that many sacks. What do you have, 4 in the game last week? Without having some go-to moves with counters.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, they get downfield and creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Alert, 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 alert. Alert, 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 alert. 36, 36. He's crashing. Pilot, 64, weak.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. And now a look at the offense for Chicago.
And we expected to have already talked about this unit. We didn't get a chance to hit on the opening drive because they scored so quickly. But that's the kind of unit this is. A quick strike offense. I expect to see them taking their shots all game long. And if that's the case, we'll find ways to talk about this group.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, Antonio Brown. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a little bit different size than they're used to seeing in Chicago, playing the middle linebacker position. But undersized or not, his speed is absolutely overwhelming. And when he arrives with a thump. The city of broad shoulders loves Roquan Smith.
Now on 2nd and 13. Carr, his throw incomplete. Derek Carrier, the one he was looking for. And now it's 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Carr. Safarian Jenkins has it. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Oakland. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Now Trubisky on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shane Ray showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So that'll back them up 5. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Following the penalty, Montgomery. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down.
Alert! 18. Check hot route. General West. Under crunch.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Lock in.
A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. It's complete to Robinson. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Montgomery, they'll run for it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
We're all still valiantly searching for the so-called book, right, that tells us what to do in every situation. Everyone kind of knows what it says, but it's never really been written down anywhere. He violated every code on that one, didn't he? Deciding to go for it right there.
Oh, yeah, your side of the field, this stage of the game, you're supposed to punt the football. He said, who cares? I'm going to light the book on fire.
Yeah, analytics, everyone else, be warned, he's coming for you.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. The big Tank Carradine with a sack. And I guess, partner, you call that a coverage sack.
Oh, without a doubt, because where did he have to go with the football? I know everybody wants to get on him about, hey, get rid of the football. You had too much time in the pocket. But he's scanning the field, nowhere to go, and that allowed the pressure to ultimately get to him.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now we'll get our first update of the afternoon from the Meadowlands. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants. Eli Manning, an early touchdown pass in that one. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. From the gun, Carr into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for him on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played.
The previous play is under review. After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Check 55
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. First down, Trubisky. He gets this complete to Shaheen, the tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Charles, you are the master of abstract facts. So who would you say is the best player ever drafted from Ashland University in Ohio?
How about the only one ever drafted from there? Adam Shaheen, the tight end. Went to the Chicago Bears. Began his college career, though, as a basketball player, Division II in the state of Pennsylvania.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. 2. Red, 18.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Credit the sack to Corey Legion.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
It's a party now. It's a party now. 18. Yeah.
Now it's Trubisky. Able to shake him off. Robinson's got it. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. The Bears on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and goal.
No. Hey, wrong.
Now Trubisky to throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Adam Shaheen, his first touchdown on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown.
The previous play is under review. After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken near the 13. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Derek Carr getting set and ready to go again on offense here. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun. Carr. The pass complete to Ryan Grant. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 8.
The Raiders on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun. Carr. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down. Like Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams came to the Raiders in March. Came up the coast from L.A., where he caught 41 balls last year with the Chargers. His best year was 2016 when the Chargers were still in San Diego. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and the Raiders really have high hopes for this 27-year-old receiver. Carr now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Now Carr again. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Carr gives to Richard, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. Drops this off to Richard. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the 1st down at around the 22.
A short gain that doesn't get him the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Fourth down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Carlson is good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
And you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
At the 36-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Morrow showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9.
Check 3, check 3.
They go play action. Trubisky. And the pressure gets to him again.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about him.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Richard. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They run the counter. Richard. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Operating from the gun, Carr. Brought in over the middle by Graham. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On first down, Carr got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Carr now on first down. Caught. Safarian Jenkins, right side. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Again, it's Carr. He'll find his running back here, Richard. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 13-yard line.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
That's complete to Richard, the running back. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you could actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Here's Carr to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Shotgun now for Carr. And he's going to go down again. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll get started with a good one in the NFC. Minnesota heading to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. And it's the Giants who are out in front. Golden Tate, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Next, we'll stay in the Northeast as we head down to FedEx Field in Washington to check in on the Redskins. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. The Redskins looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Marquise Lee, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Check 31, check 31. Alert, alert, alert.
Here's Trubisky. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. It's caught inside the 25. Trubisky hitting Robinson for a big one, 53 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Oh, yeah. Here we go again. Lock in, lock in. Move, move, move. Bang, 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 bang.
They run. Montgomery. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Ran, ran, look. Hey, check 24, watch 24. Jam. 80 weapons. Slow. No, behind.
Trubisky will throw. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson, his fourth touchdown on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. It's a short kick, taken near the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. A reminder about Sunday Night Football later tonight. It's a rematch from the divisional round last year. Colts and Chiefs from Arrowhead. Then tomorrow on Monday night, the Browns and 49ers from Levi's Stadium, with the Browns already playing their third primetime game in the season's first 5 weeks. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, Richard. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Roquan Smith, fresh off a solid rookie campaign, in on the tackle for Chicago. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw his car. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And a short kick taking it about the 16. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Carr. This is caught by Antonio Brown. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. First 9 seasons in the league for Brown were, of course, in Pittsburgh. Last year, though, growing concerns of his dissatisfaction in his role with the Steelers and the quibbles with Ben Roethlisberger. So he ends up being traded to the Raiders in March. 7-time Pro Bowler, 6 straight years of at least 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. Not a bad stretch. What a talent for Derek Carr to have on his side. It's a screen to Richard. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They had the double-digit lead at halftime, and they have continued to roll. They're hard to stop right now.
I think what we're seeing is an example of a team that has it figured out in this ballgame. And whatever the adjustments are the defense has made, hasn't slowed them, hasn't phased them at all. They either anticipated them or they've been so far ahead that they just can't catch up.
Now it's just a search to add to the lead. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
180. Check 55, Mike. Tackles, tackles. Hey, switch gears, switch gears. Move.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
On 2nd down now, it's Montgomery. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Watch twist. Blue draw corkers. Move. Wide, get wide. Alert.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Oakland ready to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now the pass to Grant, and he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
Throwing on first down is Carr toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Safarian-Jenkins. But it's going to be second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. This is Richard. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Carr. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Leonard Floyd make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here's Brian Anger now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey. 4 down. Alert. Hey, alert.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Protein spill. Slam.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. And he'll wind up taking this all the way down to the Raiders' 18. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
Nathan. Red. Quick dash. Come. Greystone, Travis.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Red, jump. 6 guys. Red, jump.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Alert. Hey, 18. Check 9.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. This is caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Man out. Here we go.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Watch the run. Blue. Slam. Lock in. Shift. Watch the shift. 25. Check. X3. 218. Chopper. SOS. Alert, flare. Alert.
Now Trubisky to throw. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown Bears. 3 touchdown passes now for Mitchell Trubisky as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is
but
one of our guys.
Singing too.
Oh, she's
on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the end result is a Bears touchdown.
O'Donnell to kick off for Chicago.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Carr now on first down. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
To throw again on second down. Carr nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. On the draw, Richard. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. On the return is Cohen. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Mitchell Trubisky on his way out, the subject of our players' spotlight. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now Trubisky on 1st down. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
180. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. Share. Slam.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Carr now to throw. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
He's got a man. It's Williams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
You got nothing.
Again, they'll throw with Carr. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. Now, Carr again. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's on the big guard, Gabe Jackson. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
58 for Mike, 58.
Carr to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Hit from behind, Leonard Floyd in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Ran, blue. Switch. Check 37. Watch twist. 6-6. Pull it high. Kill. Alert. High.
They'll keep it on the ground. Montgomery. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, 95 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
He gets it to Brown. Complete. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
Now, 185. 59. Hey, they're scared. They're scared. Mike. 282.
On first down, Richard. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, we're good.
Now Carr. Got him in. It's Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 35. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Carr going to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To try again after the sack. Carr. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Akeem Hicks picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for them and shot for them. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
He's coming. Double up. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Montgomery. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 40, 20, 10. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The fourth quarter score now from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And the Ravens have wound up winning that affair. Lamar Jackson, a touchdown pass to help lead the way. On first down, Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Roquan Smith came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Carr to throw. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
And it is no good. So maybe a little final act of mercy there. And that's how this one ends. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Bears, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.